Hello everyone, welcome back. Today we are going to continue, and that is part 2 basic practices of production. So we are going to discuss only this topic in this video, so it will be more clear to you. So cultivation means of crop involves several activities. These activities are referred as agricultural practices. Okay, these activities are preparation of soil, sowing, adding manure and fertilizers, irrigation, protecting from weeds, harvesting, storage. So let me discuss all these activities. So the first one, preparation of soil. The preparation of soil is the first step before growing a crop. So the soil must be prepared before growing any crop. One of the most important tasks in agriculture is to turn the soil and loosen it. This allows the roots to penetrate deep into the soil. The loose soil allows the roots to breathe easily even when they go deep into the soil. Then the loosened soil helps in the growth of earthworm and microbes present in the soil. These organisms are friends of the farmer since they further turn and loose the soil and add humus to it. The next step is tiling. The process of loosening and turning the soil is called tiling or ploughing. So this is done by using a plough. You can see a picture here a farmer is doing with this oxens. Okay, so the next agricultural implements for tiling. So ploughs are of two types. In olden days people use wooden plough, but nowadays people use iron plough. So we can see the difference in agricultural practices as the generation goes on. So before in the olden days, so there people used wooden ploughs, but as the technology increased, now the people are using iron ploughs. You can see how it changed through the years. You can see an wooden plough at the left side and iron plough at the right side. Now, agricultural implements for tiling, again the same topic. Hoe, it's a simple tool which is used for removing weeds and for loosening the soil. Next is the cultivator. Nowadays, ploughing is done by tractor-driven cultivator. The use of cultivator saves labor and time. So, a cultivator picture you can see here. Now, machines can easy our work. If a man do it, it will take a lot of days to do it. So, machines are very good because they reduces the human effort actually. Now, sowing, the second topic. We were discussing the first topic till now. So the second topic now it is sowing. Selection of seeds. Sowing is the most important part of crop production. How if we don't sow the seeds, we will not get the crop. Okay, so before sowing, good quality seeds are selected. Good quality seeds are clear and healthy seeds of a good variety. Farmers prefer to use seeds which give a high yield. So actually farmers select a seed which gives them lot of crops. A small crop, no benefit and no profit. So in that basis, these crops are selected. Now tools used for sowing seeds. Traditional tool I am talking about. The tool used traditionally for sowing seeds is shaped like funnel. The seeds are filled in the funnel, passed down through 2 or 3 pipes having sharp ends. These ends pierce into the soil and place seed there. So you can see a picture of traditional method of sowing. Now the tools used for sowing seeds. Seed drill means we are using nowadays. The seed drill is used for sowing with the help of tractors. This tool sows the seeds uniformly at proper distances and depth. It also ensures that seeds get covered with the soil. You can see a picture of a seed drill. So again, as the generation increases, years increases, you can see a lot of differences in these. Now we are going to talk about the third step, and which is adding manure and fertilizers. The substances which are added to the soil in the form of nutrients for the healthy growth of plants are called manure and fertilizers. You know, we eat food for proper growth of our body and development of our body. So, in the same way, the crops and the plants also need this, so they get this by manure and fertilizers. Soil supplies mineral nutrients to the crop, and these nutrients are essential for the growth of plants. In certain areas, in the same farmers grow crop field. The field is never uncultivated or fallow. Because of these continuous growing of crops makes the soil poorer in certain nutrients. Therefore, farmers have to add manure to the field to replenish the soil with nutrients. This process is called manuring. Now tell me, what is manuring? You will tell me. Think? Yeah, but don't see from here. I'm removing this page. Okay, now let me discuss it. Farmers have to add manure in the field to replenish the soil with nutrients, and this process is called manuring. Okay, so you can note down this question, it is important. Now, what is manure and fertilizers? There may be some difference between this. Manure is an organic substance obtained from the decomposition of plant or animal waste. It can be prepared in the fields. It provides a lot of humus to the soil. It is relatively less rich in plant nutrients. Now, fertilizers is an inorganic salt. They are prepared in factories. It does not provide any humus to the soil. Fertilizers are very rich in plant nutrients like nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium. These are not natural actually. These are all chemicals. So I think in this way we can say that manure is the best thing for the plants, but in some ways fertilizers are also good. So for example, they are giving you urea, ammonium sulfate, superphosphate, potassium, NPK, which is nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium. Now you can see a man adding fertilizers. Now the fourth step is coming here, which is irrigation. The supply of water to the crops at different intervals is called irrigation. Sources of irrigation. The sources of irrigation are wells, tube wells, ponds, lakes, rivers, dam, and canals. There are two types of irrigation: traditional method and modern method. Actually, this traditional method we used in the later on days, but nowadays we are using modern methods. So, what is irrigation actually? Irrigation is the supply of water of the crops at different intervals, meaning different depths is called irrigation. So traditional methods of irrigation, some names you can see: chain pump is there, moat, pulley system, dhikli is there, rahat, lever system. Some other traditional methods of irrigation picture you can see. Now, these type of methods are very rare to see nowadays, but no problem in that. We can see only modern methods, but we should have a knowledge about it. So now I'm going to talk about modern methods of irrigation. The sprinkler system you can see, and the drip system, which is drip irrigation also we call it. A sprinkler system is what is sprinkled. It is given up a map type of structure, and this drip system also you can see. Now the fifth step is protection from weeds. What are weeds actually? I told you, in a field many other undesirable plants may grow naturally along with the crop. These undesirable plants are called weeds. Weeds can be controlled by using certain chemicals called weedicides. So let me ask you a question. Weeds can be controlled by which chemical? You can say the answer, weedicides. For example, you can see 2,4-D. Actually, it is a type of weedicide. Now, the manual removal includes physical removal of weeds by uprooting or cutting them close to the ground from time to time. This is done with the help of a sickle, which is also called khurpi, or a seed drill. You can see a man spraying medicines in his field. Okay, now the sixth step is harvesting. This is the second last step. Harvesting of a crop is an important task. Cutting off a crop after its maturization is called harvesting. It can be done manually with the help of sickle or by a machine called harvester or combine. In the harvested crop, the grain are separated from the chaff by the process of winnowing and threshing. You can see a picture of a sickle and combine here. Nowadays, sickle are not that much used. So, but for small areas, people use sickle, but for large areas, people use combine. But nowadays, you can see only combines here, okay? Because the sickles take a lot of time actually. Now, storage means this means you have harvested the crop, it should be stored in somewhere, no? So farmers have to store grains in jute bags or metallic bin. However, large-scale storage of grains is done in silos and granaries to protect them from pests like rats and insects. You can see a picture here of a silos and a granaries. So they cannot be cutted by rats and other insects. Now a small topic is there, let me cover in this video, that is animal husbandry. This is the last talk, okay? So I thought I can take it in this video itself. So animals reared at home or in farms have to be provided with proper food. So if you are rearing any animal in your home or in your farm, so you should take a proper care of that. Okay, so when it is done on a large scale, it is called animal husbandry. See, in your home, you will be caring for a single animal, for a single cow. Okay, yeah, but we couldn't call it as an animal husbandry actually. If it is done in large scale, means hundred to thousand of cows are there in your house, and then you are giving them a proper food, shelter, and care. That we can call it as an animal husbandry. So that's all for this lesson. We'll meet in the next video with the new lesson. Till that, take care and bye bye. And yes, guys, please don't forget to subscribe my channel.